Hello everyone. I don't know why I'm recording this. Uh, just feel like it. Don't really have much to do over break, so you know, need to stock up on as many stuff as possible. I don't even know if this will be uploaded, but this is a match I played on November 13th, 2021. Um, this is my match against Pohjis, or in a small gun tournament. So, with the introductions of Z moves, I am just. This is a best of three game, by the way. But with the introduction of Z moves, I just want to showcase some things. This is Gen 7 OU, of course, and let's get right into it. Okay, so starting out, he leads Rabambi as I lead Landris. I think I just Stone Edge here as I miss, and he gets up with free sticky webs. So this game is already pretty difficult from the start. Just because of that. I switched to Firethorn expecting a stun spore. I didn't really want. Okay, I didn't want this getting stun sword because at +1, Leonard still outspeeds Belly Drum, Como, and if he's Clinker Saw, like I still outspeed him regardless. So either way, I want to keep Lenris not paralyzed in order to deal with that. So going into what's that called? Ferrothorn setting up a layer of rocks. I didn't expect him to have HP fire, but it makes sense. Going into Magearna here on the Rabambi as I went for an Iron Head just to chip down the Magearna, but he switches into Landorus. I will go into my Landorus on his Landorus. I expected him to either rocks or SD or something like that, but he just goes for a hard Earthquake, probably Fear Ring Ice Beam. And right here I just went for another Stone Edge. Stone Edge with 2 KO Landorus at this range for sure. Especially if he's offensive, which I do believe he is, because the beginner Iron Head did 90% even after Intimidate. But he just sets up rocks, so this already puts me in a very bad spot because I missed 2 Stone Edges that would A, knock out Rubambi or at least put it to Sash, and B, take Niners' health until he doesn't really even have that much health. He hard switches to Metacham, so pretty much guarantees a KO here because I don't really have anything to go to. And the webs is really hindering me here as yeah, as I don't really have anything that I can go into to outspeed this. Like under normal circumstances, if webs isn't up, I would have went Greninja and just go for a free pump. As this probably isn't AV Magearna, it could be, but probably isn't. So I'm forced to go back into Landorus. And right here I just went for a Diva, clearing those rocks away, but what sucks is that, okay, even though I got these webs and rocks off, the Rabambi Sash isn't broken, so he gets a free, and I don't have rocks on my side anymore. So he gets a free sticky web if he can somehow get that in safely. So this game is pretty much lost at this point, because of that turn 1 Stone Edge miss, and against Landorus too, like, this Landorus wouldn't have a chance to set up another rocks if it weren't at this high health, right? So Rabambi comes in as I go for a Hydro Pump, but Rabambi does get just a free what's that called? Rabambi just gets a free webs here. I decided to just switch out Fearing the Moonblast as he does go for that, and he just switches into Landorus here as I went for a Volt Switch. Great play on his part, just blocking any momentum I have on my side. Another thing about chipping down on Landorus is that once Landorus is gone, Scarfy Q kind of just sweeps him. Well, not really. I mean, Como takes one for sure, but it puts him in a pretty bad spot because, like, Landorus doesn't even need to constantly switch out and come back in. Landorus can just, if I can somehow get in Landorus on Zerkatry or Magearna, it just picks up a KO every time. And even Como, if I can somehow keep Magearna decently healthy, Como cannot, he cannot outdamage me. Plus, every time I get Magearna in Como, it's a free Volt Switch, regardless of whatever he goes to, and I can just Volt Switch back into Landorus and pick up a KO every time. So that's why the Stone Edge miss on Landorus is huge. Same with on Rabambi, but regardless, going back to Landorus here as it just goes for a boom. This one's pretty much over because I pretty much lost my only way of breaking him, and he just shift gears. I believe this was shift gear or like Combine or something similar to that. Yeah, this was shift gear. I missed a focus blast, but I don't think it really matters. The game's really over at this point, and he even has yeah, the game's just really over. So It even has an Papa Berry, so there's not much I can do about this. All I can say is like pretty unfortunate misses. Yeah, and I couldn't really play out of that. So that's game one. Didn't really showcase the Z move, but just a match. I don't know, unlucky match for me, but can't really complain much about it. Okay, game two. It's doing this weird Chansey offense with Machao, Weavile, Tangrowth, Gliscor, and Rotom. So looking at this team, I probably guess this is Z Rotom. Makes a lot of sense. It's either Z Rotom or Z Weavile with Z Dig. So I need to be careful of either, but I'm not too expectant of Z Dig Weavile. Like, I don't think that really makes sense. But yeah, Z Rotom can make a lot of sense. And here, this is like my must-win team. I bring this when I need to win. But okay, so lead packs here is okay. As I like, lead packs is good because I get down labor T-Spikes if he leads anything. That's not great. And if he leads Gliscor, it's not like Earthquake's, because I max this stuff. Earthquake's not gonna do much to me, so I can just attempt to burn him turn 1. And if he gets that burn, it's really good for my Machao. I just destroys him on the spot. So Machao is definitely something that I need to play well with. And Blue is also really nice if I can somehow pick up the Tangrowth. Anyways, he wisps as I go for T-Spikes. I believe I just stay in and go for Scald. I don't want Tapu Blue getting burnt, or I can't really afford to go anything else. So I just decided to take the take whatever Rotom's gonna throw at me, like a Volt Switch or whatever, because I could always just regen back up by switching out. And I just decided to go for a burn here. But I didn't get the burn, which is expected. As we see, he doesn't have what's that called? An item. So this could be Z move or it's Papa Berry. So yeah, if you're playing a Z move meta, when you see something that you don't expect, it's usually you just need to be careful of that thing. And this is probably Z Rotom. Just looking at damage, 71% even with the crit. That means normal is doing around like 50-40%. Packs shouldn't be taking that much from Volt Switch, even if it's Fitstep. So, and the crit is really unfortunate because it stopped me from checking Weavile all that well. And Machao too, because if Machao ever becomes problematic, I can always just side Pex by hazing. But it shouldn't be too problematic because I do have Teacher in the back. But regardless, crit's unfortunate. He goes into Gliscor here. As I just went for another Scald. I don't agree with this play on his part. I think his play is always to go Chansey and put up rocks or something. Because I feel like this is just you're risking too much. Like, yeah, the burn, right? Like, I don't think that's worth the risk. Just goes for Defog. I believe I calced and see if I lived, and which I do. So I just decided to stay and go for a recover here. We're just gonna T-Spikes again because I have more T-Spikes than he has Defog. So he can never beat me in a like one-on-one situation. Here, as we just go for another Scald, chipping him down and stalling his roost out. Burning this thing is really good for Machao though. Alright, he just keeps roosting and I just keep T-spiking, so we repeat that for a couple of turns. He goes for an EQ, and I think I just switch out into the Bulu as he goes for another Defog. Tangrowth is definitely expected to come in here. So double into Heatran. This is a pretty low risk play, so even if he stays in the Earthquake, because of the grass terrain and the burn, he's not gonna get that much damage on. So this is really good for me, regardless. Goes into Wash here, as I believe I just went back into text. Afraid of a Hydro Pump, especially because this is probably special attack. Alright. So Volt Switch is out again. But this time I believe I just recovered. I didn't go for a yeah, because if I don't recover here and he goes something like Hard Malwell or Hard Weavile, it puts me in a game like Pursuit or not game if he goes Weavile, which he does. So recovering here is just definitely that play. I believe I just go hard Mao here because I can tank this and I can get a free SD up if he doesn't go hard for him. Which he does go press that tank rope. So I just went for a play rough actually. Getting a crit. Okay, so this crit is kind of big in my opinion because it's like a 50-50 whether Tangrowth will whether Mawa will KO Tangrowth or not. So getting this crit guarantees the KO and pretty much guarantees me to pick up a KO here. Like he could go his Mawa, which would take one, but like it's gonna take so much that it pretty much renders him useless. So it just guarantees me a KO here. I believe he does go hard Mawa, gets the into mob. I just went for knockoff because I don't want to miss and let him sleep powder me. So regardless, this puts him in a pretty bad spot because now all his Pokemon are damaged. Going Landorus here as he Megas and I believe goes for a Thunder Punch. Probably expecting Pex to come in, but Landorus, I feel like Landorus is always the play because if I were him, I'd either just knock off or play rough, or probably not play rough because it doesn't make that much sense. But I either just knock off or Fire Fang if I have it. So right there, like it's good for me regardless because I get the Intim off. It's a pretty safe switch, and even if he knocks me off, I don't really have anything that I am in need of outspeeding on his team. Like his fastest thing is probably Weavile, but like you're not gonna stay in Landorus on a Weavile, right? So we U-turn out here as I get in Heatran once again. This is a great time to just throw out rocks here. And that I guess Magma Storm first. But we do throw out rocks here. Chipping down the Chansey. I believe I don't have taunt on this thing, so that's why I cannot outdamage this thing. But regardless, we're just chipping down the Chansey. He spreads some T-Waves, which is annoying as hell. But yeah, Chansey is getting chipped down. I believe he soft boils here. He does soft boils here, so he keeps keeping himself decently healthy. Although not too healthy, but I don't think it's like gonna help. Like Greninja is really nice if we can somehow pick up the Chansey, so it's definitely something to play for. Okay, switches out into Gliscor. I believe I just went for a superpower here. Trying to kill the Chansey in case he stays in. I don't want to, like, sure. I think Horn Leech is probably the best play, but when I calc, I don't think it 2-hit KOs Tangrowth. Maybe that's why I didn't go for it. Like I expected him to go Tangrowth and then scout what I'm gonna do and then double according to that. So that's why I didn't go for the Horn Leech, because if I went for the Horn Leech, the Tingle can just stay in and burn me out with the Sludge Bomb, so that's not something I want. Like I don't want to go for Wood Hammer, because on the off chance that Chansey does stay in, I'm pretty much just gonna die with it. Chansey is just so fat. Regardless, he U-turns out into Tangrowth now. I just went for another superpower. If he roosts, like I'm gonna get a lot of damage off regardless, so that's why I went for that. That's a solid 25%, so pretty much chipping down the regen, giving the rocks and the superpower damage, but he does get some Grass Torrent recovery back. Couple sides to Rotom Wash, great play, expecting me to want to switch out to Heatran. Yeah. Like, that's just a great play overall because you also get some health back on Tangrowth, making Tapu Blue not threatening afterwards. And right here, I believe I just stayed in. Yeah. Not too afraid of the Hydro Pump, I guess. I mean, this thing's paralyzed. It's still good for Mawa, but like, it's not that good anymore because the +2 Mawa might just kill me straight out. It's good for Tangrowth for sure, but there's not much I can do. I think I just wanted to pack it here, for sure. I just wanted to whittle down this Rotom Wash so it's easier for Greninja to sweep, easier for Mawa to pick up KOs and stuff. Alright. Chansey comes back in as I go into Pex here. I don't really want to, like, sure, Hulu and Mawa can immediately threaten the Chansey out, but what I want to do is position myself into a position where I can get this in on a free switch, so I don't have to take that Seismic Toss, because that's going to be really annoying for me. I'm just going to set up the T-Spikes here. Yeah. just trying to whittle down his team so that either Bulu or Machao can break through it, force him to sack Chansey. If I can somehow force him to sack Chansey, then even Gren can come in and win. I don't really need I don't really need Tex that much. It's good for sure for the Rotom to take its attack, but it's not all that important in my opinion. Going to Heatran here, not wanting to just sack it. He probably expects me to go Landorus there, so that's why he play rough. I think I just went for a Magma Storm or maybe a Toxic here. Just trying to chip down the Rotom, but unfortunately we got paralyzed again. He sees here as he goes for Hydro Vortex, picking my Heatran up. So I don't think that's super bad because I got Chip on Tangrowth. We have T-Spikes down. I got Chip on Chansey. I mean, Machao's still bad, but like we got Chip on a lot of stuff, and I don't think it's really like it's not too bad. All right. So we go for Hard Leech here as it does 25%, doesn't 2-way KO Tangrowth as we said. Oh, it might here, so that maybe I just stay in because of the thanks to kind of toxic spikes. So that's incredibly important. Switching out here for sure. Not wanting to take a Sludge Bomb or anything like that, as he does go for it. Right here, I think I just I either just Scald or recover here or double. Yeah, double back into Tapu Bulu here. Oh, because I expected him to want to switch to Rotom that turn or Chansey. Because if he goes Chansey, I get a free superpower off, and he doesn't really have a switch in. And if he goes Rotom, I get a free Wood Hammer off, and he doesn't have a switch in. That's why I double back to Bulu here. I believe I just went for a hard Wood Hammer here because if he's max defense, it's not in my favor, but he would pretty much die with me, and that's good. I mean, it's not great because his Rotom's still alive, but since he's offensive, I'm not too worried because Greninja can just pick him up afterwards. So if he's max defense, it's not in my favor, but I think if he is a tiny bit Spadef, this is definitely in my favor to just Oko him. So that's why I just went for it. Alright, so Bulu is pretty much dead too. Like if I can somehow get this in on a Chansey, great. I can just like Horn Leech a shit ton of health back. Give me 1 second. Alright, but yeah. Right here, going into Pex here, still wanting to just keep the Bulu alive for the terrain and just the off chance that I can somehow get this in on a Chansey and go for a Horn Leech, which gets a lot of health back. Expecting him to full switch here, I just went for a recover. He just goes for another Pain Split, probably just stalling down my recover because he doesn't really have anything else to do. So I just went for a Scald. He finally Volt Switches out here. I think I just went for a recover or for a Scald. Yeah, okay, I recover here. And right here, he just go for a Thunder Punch. I left that, so I just try to fish for the burn, which I believe I do get. Yep, get the burn, which is really nice because it pretty much destroys any counterplay he has here. He does have Ice Punch, which is a reveal because I didn't expect him to have it, given like I thought because like of that turn. Remember when he Thunder Punches the Thunder Punch me and then play rough turn after? I thought his best move to hit Landorus was play rough because otherwise he would have already clicked it. Regardless, Gren comes in. This Chansey is probably gonna come in, but Dark Pulse is safe. I don't really want to pull any unnecessary doubles and put myself into a bad position. Like if his Chansey comes in, he's taking Rocks, he's taking T-Spikes, right? And Dark Pulse, it's gonna put him down to like 40%. And if I put him down to 40%, I can just hard switch into Tapu Bulu. He either forces himself to recover, or I get a free Horn Leech off and get all my health back. Right. Or if he Seismic tosses the Tapu Bulu, I get a free switch into Machao, and he's forced out. But like if he's forced out, the next time he comes in, he's gonna be at like 20%. He cannot switch into a Greninja Dark Pulse anymore. So that's just positioning in general. Puts him like that just puts him in a bad position. So there's no reason I need to protect and double into, let's say, Machao there. right? Okay. Alright, so we get the Battle Bond off. He goes Weave out here. I think I either just stay in the Pulse again. Yeah, I just stay in the Pulse again because it does a solid 51%. Gets flinched. I don't think that really matters. Even if he knocks me off, I don't think that changes the game because, yeah, I don't think that mattered. But he just went for another Dark Pulse. So we pick that up. If I don't get a Chansey, I think I just went Hex because I don't really need this anymore. So he goes for a Key Wave. And I think I just, yeah, just felt this a bit. We missed the play rough, which is unfortunate. He goes for a T-Wave. Stop Boils here. I went for a knockoff because that's good. Even if this drops, I always have the chance to just go for Ninja and Dark Pulse, maybe spam it, and hopefully get the win. And if this dies, I get a free switch in Bulu regardless, and just go for a Horn Leech, right? Yeah, Horn Leech gets some health back, and this is not in range of Rotoms, and you just go for Twist, as Horn Leech just picks him up. Yeah, GG's. Good game too. He did get a bit unlucky with the Blitzscore burn, but I don't think it's worth risking anyways. Yeah, and the Mawile burn too, but regardless, pretty good game to win after the unfortunate game 1 loss. And last match here, pretty defensive team. Yeah, so this is definitely Combine Latias. Pex is just Pex. Can't really tell if this is Z or AV. And the Magnet Zone, whatever. Alright, so we're running this pretty offensive team. Double quad weakness to Ice. 9% Garchomp. I really like something like this, but anyways. Neat Naners here. Let's see these. Latias. We're just gonna U-turn out into Hoopa. This is it's a free switch. And we can just get to click Hyperspace here. I would like to Fire Punch here actually, but it's too risky, and I get to pick 50% health off of it anyways. Hyperspace is always the play here, even though I'm pretty sure he's gonna go Magearna, because he could always just go Toxapex, just scout what I'm gonna do, and then go into Magearna afterwards. Like, that is a much safer play for him, but yeah, because if we, let's say, Fire Punch into Pex, he just gets a free turn. He can just lay down a layer of T-Spikes. It's not great. Okay, so he's leftovers. Pretty weird Magearna set. Goes for Flare Cannon here as, I believe, either Iron Head? I can't really tell. I can't really remember. Probably Volt Switch here, right? Yeah, Volt Switch here. Gets into Landers, which is unfortunate as I go into Garchomp and put down my rocks. He Z's here. I believe this is Fly. Yeah, Fly Z. Almost picks up my Garchomp as I Z him back. Devastating Drake almost picks him up. Gets up rocks, right? So if he kills me there, he doesn't get to get up rocks. And if I kill him, if he kills me there, he doesn't get to get up rocks. And if he gets up rocks, then he doesn't kill me, which is a pretty weird dynamic. Going to Magearna here, as I believe he just goes for a Leaf Storm. I don't really want to let him pick up the KO because I want to keep my sack. Magearna comes in as I just went for HP Fire, just trying to break this up here. Or like anything he's gonna do. Alright, so solid 30 whatever percent here, as I just went for, I believe, just HP firing, chipping this thing down. Yeah, because I still have Hoopa unbound for for Latias anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. I just need to make sure that I die. I just need to make sure that I die when the sub breaks. I cannot like. Yeah, I just need to make sure that when I die, the sub isn't up, because I get to go into Landers afterwards and just go for a clean U-turn here. But he does sack his Landers, which puts me in a awkward spot because he gets to go into anything he wants. Hex is really good for him because he gets to put down a layer of T-Spikes. Essentially just hard switch here as he goes into Pex. Yeah, and I just went for an Outrage. Good play on his part staying in. This was a, I don't know. I don't regret making this play because Latias, like, I feel like Latias would usually come in here, and I just didn't really want that. Like, Earthquake, I guess if he knows that Earthquake isn't going to kill Pex, he would definitely stay in. But, yeah, I just went for the read. because that seems like a super Pohjis play to make. Regardless, Garchomp dies here, but I do get a free switch into Hoopa and Bound and pick up a KO here. Yeah, Serpent's Zac. Yeah, so Serp goes down, which is really nice. But now he gets to go into Magearna, which is annoying. I decided to go Ferrothorn because I never want to risk an Ice Beam coming out from Magearna here. So he goes for a Flare Cannon, which is something I expect. I don't think he'll go for a hard Volt Switch because Leonard's play is just so obvious. Right here, he's for sure going to go into something like Magnet Zone. So I just decided to go into Landorus, stopping him from Volt Switching. This is a pretty low risk play because even if he Flare Cannons again, like it's not going to do that much to me, right? So it's really good for me. So, but his Magearna is steadily recovering health back, which is kind of unfortunate. Regardless, I believe I just U-turn out here, right? Or did I EQ? Oh, I did EQ. Honestly, I regret making that play. Because I guess I expected him to stay in and Volt Switch on my Landorus. Like, there's many layers here. It's not that I'm afraid of the Ice Beam or something like that. But what I'm afraid of is him Volt Switching, getting momentum, let's say, as I go into Ferrothorn because I don't really have any other switch. And getting Magnet Zone and trapping me, right? That would put me in a very bad spot. If Ferrothorn dies, I get to go to Hoopa afterwards. I pick up a KO onto anything, onto something. He's probably gonna stack the Magnet Zone. That allows him to go back into Magearna again and click Flare Cannon. Like that puts me in a really bad spot. So that's why I wanted to avoid that at all cost. But it's kind of 50-50s. Like there's a couple of 50-50s in this, and I'm getting all of them wrong. The first one is of course the Garchomp EQ or Outrage, right? That's the first one, and the second one is this. So he got both of them right. Kind of unfortunate for me, but goes for CM here. I believe I just hard doubled. Did I double? Maybe I did. I don't really remember. This is like months ago. No, I just went for Seed. Alright, so this is trap regardless, but now it's in Hoopa range, hyperspace range, for sure. I also get on layer spikes, which could help Greninja potentially in the end game. And he picks me up as I now go into Hoopa and Bound and pick up a KO here with hyperspace. Now he does get him Magearna, which is unfortunate. But now I'm forced to just hyperspace here. Alright, we'll talk about the misplays after this, but like everything seems pretty normal here, right? Like there's not much else I can do, but after thinking about this, like I'm pretty sure I misplayed. But like in like this situation, like you know, I don't really know. Like this is a pretty tight tournament game. Like I didn't really think that much into it, but I have to Dark Balls here, because otherwise I have no chance. If I lock myself into Hydro Pump, I'm just giving Latias free setup and Pex 2, right? So Dark Balls is always the play, but I unfortunately didn't get the flinch or the kill. So that's game. So let's see where we misplayed here. If you spot this, then you're just very good at Pokemon. But here we go. Lenner's here. Right, we block him, and he goes Latias. Okay, so I feel like this sequence is fine. There's nothing I can really say anything about because it's a 50-50. But here, instead of going Ferrothorn, I should have always went Hoopa. The reason is Hoopa tanks an Ice Beam pretty easily. Like it only takes like 20 to 30%. So after Rocks and Poison, that's 25% off of me. I'm still able to live another Ice Beam. So what I do is I'm able to force this Latias out. Like he's either going to die or be forced out, right? So if I force this Latias out, I force a KO onto Mag. Like he went for Calm Mind, so it's like even better for Hoopa because he either sacks Latias or Hoopa gets the KO, right? Okay, regardless, my point is he cannot sack Latias because then Nyrus just wins. Latias is definitely not his sack. He has to sack Pex or Magnet Zone. So regardless, Hoopa picks up a KO against one Flum. Right, he is forced to go Magearna. And on Magearna, well, it's another decision to make here. I can either go Ferrothorn, now that Magnet Zone is dead, or if Magnet Zone is dead, all I need to do is chip down the Magearna, right? Force a couple of like rocks or whatever. Sorry, if he sacks Magnet Zone, then Fertile Thorn kind of wins, because Fertile Thorn kind of outstalls Pex with Leech Seed and whatever, and kind of deals with Magearna if he doesn't have HP Fire. And even if he does, we still have some Landorus, whatever, in the back. Okay. If he sacks Pex, on the other hand, and keeps his Magnet Zone, let's say Hoopa kills the Pex, right? And Magearna comes back in, we can just make the same play and try and chip down the Magearna, go into Landorus and force Magearna out so that he's in, so he, like, after Rocks and whatever, he's in Greninja range. Then he's put it into a pretty awkward spot because then Dark Pulse kind of just sweeps him. So regardless, that's the play I should make here. Instead of going Fertile Thorn is way too passive. Like, I guess I still have an out if I double into Magnet Zone on the turn he switches out. Like, if I double into Landorus on the Magnet Zone turn. But that's such a stretch to make because he could just go for another comp line. Like, that doesn't really stop, like how, sorry, it doesn't, there's nothing stopping him from just comp lining another time, right? So, regardless, I don't know. Hoopa is definitely the play there. Because I love 2 Ice Beams plus Rocks plus T-Spikes. So that's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure that gives me a higher win chance than he does compared to this. Because now his Magearna, like, look at how much that's taking. So yeah, I think could have played this better. It was unfortunate, but I think I played this pretty well, honestly. Just a couple of, like, one misplay, missing on 2 50-50s. I'm not gonna complain about the 50-50s because they're 50-50s, but yeah, this is definitely a misplay. But it's not an easy one to spot. It took me like a lot of time after the game to think about it and spot it. So, anyways, this is a pretty good experience getting to fight someone as good as he is. And yeah, I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.